What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to this edition of Sharp Shorts. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So, Will and Jada were spotted out together a few days ago. I think it might have been over the weekend, whatever the case may be. So let's go ahead and go right to the story. And let's go ahead and play this video, and we will summarize everything. Here we go.
Jada Pinkett Smith have a day out in Los Angeles. On September 6th, the estranged couple, who quietly separated in 2016, were seen out together at the Nobu restaurant in Malibu, marking their first photographed joint public appearance in 10 months. For the rare outing, Will opts for a white t-shirt, khaki pants, and a white baseball cap, while Jada sports a hooded strapless dress paired with gold sandals. The two were last spotted together in November 2024, leaving a restaurant in Calabasas, California. Before that, the actress joined Will at the Bad Boys Ride or Die premiere in Hollywood last May, along with their children Jaden and Willow, as well as Will's son Trey and Jada's mom Adrienne Banfield-Norris. At the time, the family night out marked the pair's first joint appearance since Jada.
Of course, her mother has a hyphenated last name.
Revealed in October 2023 that she and Will had been separated since 2016. The actress added that she ultimately decided not to end their marriage. As she said on her NBC News special,
I made a promise that there will never be a reason for us to get a divorce. We will work through whatever. And I just haven't been able to break that promise.
All right. So, so let me quickly read through this article. This was from E! News. It was by, looks like it was written by Corinne Heller. Looks like it was written yesterday. Let me just, okay, so the article starts. It says, now this is a story all about how Will Smith and Jada Pinkett returned to the public eye. Incidentally enough. Okay, for a meal, that is. The estranged couple, who quietly separated in 2016, stepped out together at Nobu restaurant in Malibu September 6th, so that was, 3 days ago, making their first marked photograph and joint public appearance in 10 months. For the rare outing, Will, 56, wore a t-shirt, wore a white t-shirt, khaki pants, and a white baseball cap. As for Jada, 53, she sported a hooded strapless dress paired with gold sandals, blah, 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 blah. You guys all heard that on the video. But I want to point out some body language knowledge for you guys, right? So you guys can tell in the beginning, it looks like Jada is definitely into Will. When is this? This is in 1995, Devil in a Blue Dress. I think that was starring Denzel Washington, whatever the case may be. And of course, Jada, she's looking good. I have no idea why black women choose to chop off all their hair when they can grow their own. It's just another black woman L. This looks like this was back in, I don't know, what is it? 1997. 1997. And Jada's looking a little less into Will. Now, again, you can never know what's in people's heads, but you can also glean a lot from their body language. Let's go a little bit further. Now it says white hot. Now, Jada, this is interesting. So you can see Jada here is pregnant with who is probably, Willow? I think Willow is older than Jaden, right? Will seems to be into her. She looks a little uncomfortable, but listen, she's with child. I imagine that's probably just probably her look. Now we come to this photo. This was back in 2005. Jada looks a little less excited. Of course, Will, as goofy as he can be, look what I got. Look what I got. I got Jada Pinkett. He still looks happy. You can see that the enthusiasm appears to be draining out of her face. Let's go to the next one. Suited up. Oh, look at this one. Now Jada is barely even. Look. He's holding her hand, but she doesn't even appear to be squeezing his. Look at this. Body language doesn't lie, gentlemen. And look at the canyon between these two. Right? Look at Jada's facial expression. She's like, I don't want to be here. And again, we go back here. They look, young and in love. Look, nice cheeky, nice toothy grin. etc., etc. And then we come all the way down here in 05. She's looking a little less enthusiastic. I actually like the suit that Will's got on. He could probably do without the hat. Then, of course, she's looking even less satisfied. Now, here comes the bride. Here we go. I'm not even looking at none of this stuff. Look at Jada. She looks like she is upset to be there. She looks like she is upset to be there. This probably looks like the Karate Kid premiere. Yeah, the Karate Kid. Jaden Smith was very good in that. He was very, very good in that. This was a little further down the road. New York City of 2010. I guess things between them had improved because Jada's looking good here. Oh, so Jaden is older than Willow. Okay, never mind. I don't pay attention to this crazy ass family. So Jada's looking good here. Willow's looking good. They look happy. They look happy. Now we go to 2012, a couple of years later. She looks a little less happy. There's Jaden. He's a little older. There's Willow. They're both absolutely crazy. Uh-oh. Now we're in trouble. Now it's 2016. Not only has Jada's face deteriorated, look at the canyon between them. Jada doesn't even want to be close. She doesn't even want to be close to Will. Okay, glam and green. Yeah, this one isn't, okay, look. Okay, they're on vacation. You can see already that Willow's already got a nose. She's already got a bull ring, so the wheels are already starting to fall off there. This, I guess, an obligatory picture. Soft smiles, whatever. It is what it is. That was what? I can't tell you when that was. They don't have the date. But look at this picture. Look at this picture with her and August Alsina, the entanglement in 2020. Look at how happy she looks, and look how close she is. There is absolutely no space between them. His hand right, dude, he may as well be fingering her, guys. He may as well be fingering her. It is clear and obvious. That she is fucking this dude in this picture. If your woman takes a picture like this with any man, your woman does not belong to you. Your woman belongs to that man. Then, of course, we had the slap. Chris Rock took the slap from Will Smith. And this, of course, this is the red carpet right before the infamous slap, which was fucking crazy. Jada with the obligatory smile. She, again, looks like she's being forced. She looks like she's being forced to be there. Right. So you guys can sort of see where this is going. Guys, the Will and Jada saga is probably the celebrity relationship that has more than likely red-pilled the most men. Okay, this relationship hits all the marks. Number one, Jada still being in love with a man who's been dead for nearly 30 years. And that, of course, is the late Tupac Shakur, who died under mysterious circumstances that may or may not have involved Suge Knight, which means it probably did involve Suge Knight, who is currently in prison for running a man over in his red truck or SUV. I can't remember exactly. As a side note, Suge is incarcerated in a correctional facility in San Diego County, so at least he gets to enjoy his last years on Earth, enjoying the best weather on Earth. Now, let's apply this to the real world, because I know a lot of people might say or think, okay, Donovan, I get it, but it's absolutely ridiculous to compare celebrity relationships to everyday relationships. And I can certainly understand that. But just because celebrities have more money, more fame, and more clout does not mean that they're not still a slave to their biology, as we all are. Yes, celebrities have a few more commas in their bank accounts. Yes, celebrity relationships certainly have elements that the rest of us can't necessarily identify with. Be that as it may, they're still human. And the fact of the matter is that in the real world, we hear stories all the time after time, about any given married woman who is still hung up on her college fling, or still hung up on a situationship she had, or still hung up on a guy who never committed to her, or some hot rich guy who butt fucked her on his private jet for a week and then ghosted her. Okay, women like this are alpha widowed. Just like Jada is 641% alpha widowed by Tupac, and rumor has it, Tupac didn't even smash. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but I don't know how you can be alpha widowed by someone who never entered your body. Don't give a shit. Next, you've got the entanglement Jada admitted to being in, and let's just call it what it is. Let's just call it what it is. Let's not sugarcoat it. Jada started fucking her son's friend, August Alsina. Okay? Now let's take that, the entanglement, to the real world. Not only do we hear stories about promiscuous wives having affairs with their friends' husbands, their sons' friends, their coworkers, we actually hear them justify their actions. Modern women will say stupid shit like this. Well, he worked too much. That's why he cheated. Or we grew apart, or whatever BS excuse they like to give to make a poor attempt at condoning their slutty behavior. There is never a good reason for a woman to step out on her husband. None at all. Yet modern Western wives, they will make shit up out of thin air to rationalize their behavior. Another element about this affair that she had with her son's friends is that she called it an entanglement. An entanglement. And this gentleman, this guy's, I want you to understand, this to me is another example of a woman or women watering down and sometimes even mischaracterizing their affairs. Let's call it what it is. You started fucking someone else. Women love to call their affairs anything but what they actually are, right? As a matter of fact, when Jada called it an entanglement, I thought to myself, number one, I said, that's actually quite a clever way to misdirect the public. And number two, I know she didn't think of this herself. So how exactly did she come up with this clever term to describe, as I let Walter in, to describe her friend, to describe her son's friend having sex with her behind her husband's back. So I went to the Merriam-Webster thesaurus and I typed in the word affair. And what came up? You guessed it, folks. Entanglement. Entanglement. There it is right there. I knew she didn't come up with this herself. Guys, I want you to understand something very, very clearly. Okay. Outside of monetizing attention and taking advantage of unwitting men to take them on expensive dinner dates and having sex with hordes of men, women are fucking dumb. They're fucking stupid. Yes, they are experts at covering their tracks. Okay? Yes, they are experts at juggling multiple guys. And yes, they are all black belts in the sausage collecting discipline. But when it comes to everything else, women are fucking dumb. And when Jada had the presence of mind and the wherewithal to use the word entanglement, I knew that did not come from her brain. Now, when I first saw this story, that they had been spotted out, I said, okay, maybe they're just out having lunch and discussing the particulars of their divorce, right? Maybe they want things to end amicably and wanted to be seen in public getting along as co-parents, though their kids are grown, but I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt. I tried. But at this point, guys, if Will Smith is even beginning to entertain thoughts of reconciling with Jada, this would be the biggest red pill lesson that we have all learned. And that is to avoid what we all like to call one-itis. We've all been there, guys. Personally, I've had one-itis more times than I can count. And every time I was burned. And for those of you wondering what one-itis is when we think that we have found that one special girl. And we're hung up on her for an extended period of time. And 11 times out of 10, she just ends up being a slut like most girls out here. Will Smith is not only up against this entanglement man, August Alsina, who you can bet your bottom fucking dollar Jada still fantasizes about being with him. He's up against the ghost of Tupac Shakur and every other nigga she let smash when she was younger. Jada told herself years ago. She actually told us all years ago. She said Will wasn't gangsta enough. He wasn't hood enough. Typical American black woman bullshit rhetoric. American black women, gentlemen, are allergic to prosperity. They're only attracted to toxicity. Hence, Jada's choices in Tupac and August Alsina. The bottom line, guys, is that Jada was never really into Will, and this is why she married him. Modern women don't marry the men they want to marry. They marry they have to marry. They marry the men they need to marry. And Will Smith, unfortunately for him, he is learning the hard way and very publicly that he will never, ever truly have Jada's heart. Why else do you think she's always talking about Tupac? Hell, dude, even Willow wrote a letter to this dead-ass nigga telling him how much her mother loves him and misses his dumb ass. Will's own children don't respect him at this point. They just don't. But he's going to allow himself to be seen in public with her after all of the times and ways that she has publicly humiliated this man. If Will Smith takes this woman back, it'll be one of the biggest L's a high-value man has ever taken. And make no mistake, guys. I know I'm going to get some pushback here. I don't care. Will Smith is high value, okay? Yes, you can be a high-value idiot. Yes, you can be a high-value simp. And yes, you can definitely be a high-value dumbass. And Will Smith is all of these. You know, it's interesting. Sometimes I wonder if Will really knows what his value is, right? I mean, listen, one would think that he probably does, what with his successful career in music and movies and cinema, right? I think the last time I looked, I think he was worth like $350 million or something like that. Clearly, he's set for life financially. But you would be surprised at how many high-value men don't realize their own value. And women like it like this. They like for men to be in the dark about their value so that they can take advantage of him, humiliate him, do wrong by him, but still be able to keep him. This is exactly to the letter what Jada Pinkett has done to Will. This woman has disrespected this man in the worst ways, and through it all, he keeps coming back. So at this point, guys, I don't feel sorry for Will. I have not one bit of pity or sorrow for Will Smith. You've got nearly a 3-decade sample size of her mindset, her behavior, and her lack of accountability. But you still keep going back. You know how the saying goes, right? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Well, it appears that Jada is about to fool Will for about the half dozen time. And at this point, I think all we can really do is shake our heads, to be honest with you. Let's see here. All right, let me go to the, pardon me. Let me go to the comments here. Level Up Man in the chat who says, if she had the option to trade up, Tupac would be pew-pewed with Will being pew-pewed. She would then take that trade any day of the week, twice on Sundays and 3 times on national holidays. Agreed. Yep. Totally agree. Ice Dragon Kid says Will has destroyed his legacy. Yep. Absolutely. Mac says, Don, along with the supplementary saga of Tom Brady and Giselle. Yeah, but see, Tom's not taking her back. Tom's not taking her back. The Blue Texan says, why don't you get a dog or a cat and stop doing these streams against women? Well, the reason why I don't get a dog or a cat is because I have 4 cats and 2 dogs. The last dog we actually got 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I've got 2 dogs and a cat. And listen, I'll have 1,000 animals. I'm never going to stop telling the truth about women. The Blue Texan says, but he goes after women nonstop. Yes, I do. And listen, the Blue Texan, if you have a problem with it, you don't have to be here, right? Like you don't have to be here. But I will tell you this. I will. Oh, the Blue Texan says, I hope you red pillars change when you find a partner. No, I have changed not one bit. Okay. Number one, Devin is not my partner. She is my wife. Okay. I don't do partners. I have business partners. I don't have relationship partners. Right. And since I got with Devin, I have changed not one bit. As a matter of fact, I've changed her. I trained and changed her. This is what she looks like at the age of 49. And get this, the Blue Texan. Get this, the Blue Texan. She knew I was Donovan Sharp. She knew I was Donovan Sharp, yet she decided to jump on board anyway. So the Blue Texan is obviously new here. He thinks I'm just going to come in here and be like, hey, he goes after women nonstop. Well, I don't want to be known as somebody who goes after women nonstop, so let me stop. No. As long as there's air in my lungs, I will continue to tell the truth about sexual relations between men and women. King Life corrects the Blue Texan, says the Blue Texan, he has both, and just because it's your time of the month, don't come here and ruin our good time. Yeah, the Blue Texan is obviously on her period. She's obviously on her period because she's been in here several times. Ice Dragon Kid tells the Blue Texan that he, of course, is married. Sean Morris in the chat says, partner is a term women use to emasculate men. We don't play that here.
Nope.
No, we do not. We do not. Devin's my wife. She is not my partner. Fuck you talking about. Snowdemi says 100% strag see-through. Absolutely. Dr. B84 says they marry the man they can. Absolutely. Max says, Don, did you see her tabletop with George Clooney? She was straight up disrespecting. Well, I haven't listened to any of Jada's bullshit ass table talks. I really haven't. Other than the clips that, people use to humiliate Will. Ice Dragon Kid says Tom's running through supermodels and Sofia Vergara. Yeah. Tom Brady's fucking Sofia Vergara right now. Her crazy Colombian ass. I'll bet she's crazy in the sack, too. You know that. Dr. B84 says, fuck a partnership. We have a girlfriend. Fuck out of here with that equality BS. You can take it up your ass. Yeah, the Blue Texan, I'm pretty certain the Blue Texan, whether he or she is a man or a woman, definitely takes it in the ass. For sure. Committed says, is Blue Texan on Rumble? I don't even see the chats. No, she's in here. Committed says Blue Texan is a woman. Makes sense. Blue Texan, like, quote, Democrat Texan. Yeah. Neveos says only Blue Texans are originally from California. Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right. You guys know how that goes. Yeah, this is going to listen. Like I said, and I think somebody already nailed it. Will Smith has destroyed his legacy, man. He has allowed this woman, Jada Pinkett, to just disrespect him in the worst way, man. Like, dude, every time we turn around, there's another red table talk or another. It's incredible. It's incredible. And the fact that Will keeps going back to her, it's like I want to shake this dude and be like, yo, do you know what you're doing right now? Like, do you know what you're doing right now? Incredible. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this particular Sharp Short. We'll see you for the next one. Take care.